sorry, I'm not recording. Thank you. That she renegotiated to not go for the what was possible in this business and even probable when you work this business, but to be okay settling for a $5,000 paycheck, which is not a bad paycheck, you guys, but it's not your paycheck that you're here for. And even though 5,000 is good, more is better, because Miranda, because she is doing more in her business and getting a bigger paycheck, she's able to do more with her life, not just personally for her and her family, but also, with mission work and other passions that she has in her life. And it's because she has more that she's able to do more. And that's what's possible for each and every person here. But what I love is that I said, what shifted for you? How did you decide to go from being an executive regional vice president to being a nation that in less than 2 years from that time, you're doing $750,000 a month? And she said, I renegotiated back to my original goals. I decided to go for it. I decided to go for what was possible, like I was so excited about doing whenever I first started in my journey. And before I had, given myself permission to be okay with $5,000 a month. And whenever I renegotiated that for myself, then I started looking and working in that way. And the first thing she did was she filled her personal calendar. And when she filled her personal calendar, the people on her team that were there that had, sort of renegotiated with her, decided to renegotiate again for their goals. And she promoted several people out of her nation to region and even national vice president, and they promoted lots of regions. And so that was all because of a mindset, you guys. And that's why we focus and work so hard on the mindset in this business, because it determines where you go in this business. And I got to go on a jog today, and I got to listen to the book club call from Sherry Nickel this weekend, and just talking about, the ways that we can grow and being on purpose in that and intentional in that, like we were learning in our growth book, and all the ways that we can do that and live it out. But I just wish, you guys, that there was a way that we could get you guys to just flip that switch for you. And that we could get you to truly just accept this is the full-on gift that it is, and be willing to fail in it, be willing to be bad at it, be willing to be uncomfortable in it, be willing to accept also what it has for you, and to know that it's okay to have those gifts and those rewards of what this business and this journey gives you, not just, financially and lifestyle wise, but also, the kind of relationships and people and how we get so rich in every way, because of our journey and, being okay with who that makes us. So, but I really think that is a big thing. And you guys, it's simply just a decision to accept that for yourself. And I think probably, not feeling like maybe you're worthy of this is probably a bigger holdback than thinking about what you have to do to have this. And so I just hope that you guys will search your heart and decide for yourself what it is that's really keeping you held in a position that you're okay with right now, and renegotiate that to take this big and let it do for you what it can do for you. So we'll update you guys real quick on some of the things that we got to hear about in our meeting, but then we'll also share some things, more things with you guys that we've learned around the poolside and patios and stuff and cabanas, because that's where we've gotten our best, information and nuggets that will truly make a difference for people, because it's people that have really listened, or have really lived out this journey and kept going even when it was hard. We recorded a video yesterday on our patio of how do you keep going even when it's hard. And that's the only reason why the people are here. And it's how you're going to get here is to push through and to do everything your business needs you to do, even when it's hard, and not renegotiating it at all on a daily basis or long-term, basis. So Beth, I'll turn it over to you.
Okay, guys, so real quick, we have a couple of announcements. There's lots of exciting things coming our way. Like, seriously, the new source is coming. It's going to be available for all not too long, but we got to see it, and it's so user-friendly. You guys are going to be so excited. You actually can type something in, and it actually pops up what you're looking for. We're streamlining the website to be even more simple. They're taking the preferred client sign up from like however many pages it is down to one page, you guys. I mean, everything is being streamlined to be more simple for us. Like, I walked away from this meeting going, we are so blessed, we are so loved, and we are so taken care of. But real quick, one new thing that's coming. So you guys know we had the like weird bonus consultant pay that we had last year. Well, we have a new one replacing it, and I absolutely love it because it's so simple and easy to understand. So basically, consultant at any level, brand new or existing consultant, I'm sorry, not any level, a district manager, below district manager. So you could have been in the business for 10 years or one day as a consultant. This counts for you if you're not a district manager or above. If you have 500 PQV in a month, in any given month, then you get paid 6% on every direct consultant. They're what they have, you guys, which is huge, okay? 6%. Used to be 4% back in our day. They just gave us a 2% raise for consultants. And then there's a consultant bonus. You know how we have district bonus, area bonus, and region bonus? Well, now there's a consultant bonus, and I love this because it aligns right along with our $2,500 building blocks. So as a new consultant, when you do $2,500, success line volume, you guys, and sign up, or as a consultant, and you sign up to $150 PCs and or consultants, you get a $100 cash bonus. So, you know, district's 5,005, so consultant is 2,502. This is huge. So for all those new people joining our business, going to raise the bar. 2,500 is what we've been teaching over and over again. This is going to raise the bar to even help that as more. You guys, in the beginning when I joined, we didn't have anything like that. I would have been all over that one. So that's huge, you guys. You guys know that Grow Strong and Strong Start are going away. Well, what's replacing them is so exciting, you guys. So it has all about going district. It's all around promoting, you guys. There's going to be gifts when you promote to district, area, and region. So basically going district and you maintain your first 2 months out, you're going to get a special gift from Arbonne. But let's say in your first 6 months as a district manager, and let's say every single month you hit your district bonus, not only going to get your district bonus, but Arbonne's going to add cash on top of that. If you do 1 month, they're going to do it. If you do 2 months or all 6 months. And it's the same thing at area and region. So not only are they going to be blessing us for maintaining and above, as district managers, they're going to be recognizing and also at the area and VP level, which is huge because we've never had that either. So just lots and lots of perks. But I do want to share a couple of things. We've been talking about what we learned poolside. And I hope you guys, if you have not yet, like Carlita said, seen Miranda Burton's video, you need to see that, because when I heard what she did, I'm like, holy smokes, that's incredible. But the things that we see that are so common, you guys, and what we hear is, we came up with this today, no excuses equals Maui. So the reason why we wanted to come to you from Maui is because how passionate we are about it and about filling all those empty spots we see by the pool. And not because it's just Maui and it's because it's a vacation, but because it represents, each new national vice president represents 50 to 60 people or 70 who you're making a difference in their life because you said yes, because we said and we persevered, just like that call that Carlita's talking about. And a couple of things that we see, well, a common denominator that we see amongst all NVPs is that they decided to attack whatever the missing part was in your business. Like if we stand, and John O'Leary told us that we need to take a good look in the mirror. So if we sit and look in the mirror and be really honest with ourselves, what is the missing piece? What excuse do I make every single day about my business? And what am I willing to not do? Because that's why we came up with the no excuses equals Maui, you guys. It's going to make all the difference in the world, and it will get you here in 2018. You'd be shocked what can happen in a year. But there were people, Emma Sangster is a young MVP out of England, and she went nation before she had kids, before I think she was even married. Yeah. But she struggled with being young. She thought this was a business for her mom. She thought this was something I couldn't do. She made a way and adapted being in her age group. Then we heard from another new MVP, and I wish I could think of her name, but she was amazing. She was in an abusive marriage with 4 children, like a very hostile situation, but she built her business in spite of that, you guys, because she used this as a way to get out of that, to take care of her 4 kids and herself. So we all have life that's happening. There is no such thing as somebody who automatically has like open life. Oh, now I have no problems. Now I can work my business consistently. I will say the miracles happen, you guys, when we just decide to work it consistently in spite of what's going on all around us. I bet you if we could all unmute and talk about all the crazy things going on, you'd be surprised. We're all going to have them. But I will tell you, is when we work it like a job and decide to do it daily, we're going to see a difference, you guys. And personal activity, just like Carlita pointed out, is the key. Before I turn it back over to Carlita, I want to pull out a story, you guys, that I read this week on the airplane. I'm reading a book alongside all of our book club call, a book that's called Ego is the Enemy. And he tells a story about a coach that coached the 49ers back in the 70s. And the 49ers had never won a Super Bowl. And this guy was put in their coach, and 2.5 years later, they win the Super Bowl. And everybody's praising him, like, oh my gosh, you're awesome. You're legendary. This is great. What did you do? And he's like, please don't praise me. I didn't do anything crazy. All I did was I taught the quarterbacks how to throw every single day. I taught the receivers how to catch every single day. The kickers how to punt and score a field goal every single day. He said all we did was focus on the basics to nauseam every day. And he goes, I knew winning would actually come. And you guys, that's a perfect recipe for our business, because we can get, he said, I didn't even put Super Bowl as a goal. And they ended up winning the Super Bowl 2.5 years later because I didn't put that out there. I wanted everybody just to focus. And the reason why this story is in there is because we can get really caught up in our ego with maybe, oh, I know how to do that already. Do I really need help? Why should I reach out to my upline to goal set? That's all our ego talking, you guys. But when we decide that to reach out and say, I need help, what area do I need to work on and get better in? Because that's what he did for these athletes. And I promise you, some of these pro athletes thought he was crazy. Why do you want me to work on throwing? I'm a quarterback. I'm all that. I bet you he totally had some kickback, you guys. But I will tell you, when they humbled themselves and decided to just get really crazy busy with the basics, the Super Bowl came. And I think that's the same recipe for our business, is deciding to daily be really on target with the basics, you guys, and what we have to do in this business. And the basics are simple. The hard part is because we might skip the basics for weeks at a time and try to pile it all in a couple of days. But when we take a little bit and bite off a little bit every single day, winning will come, you guys.
Okay, you guys. And so what I want is for us to, maybe think about the things that you don't like in this business. I know that's what John O'Leary talked about. And when Beth talks about like doing those things, those mundane things ad nauseum, I mean, how many times have you maybe thought in your head, gosh, are we going to have to hear about this training again? Or is that the verbiage that, we're going to have to hear them talk about again on the Dream Team worksheet again? Because I've heard that a million times. And you guys, those are the things that John O'Leary challenged us. And you guys, you're going to be so blessed, those that are getting to go to GTC, to get to hear from him live, because he was truly the best, most humble speaker I have ever heard in all of my 14 years of being in this company and growing myself and attending the events that we can with speakers and trainers. I mean, he was phenomenal. Mm-hmm. And you guys, he started out asking 3 questions, and it's all in where your mindset is, the way you look at these questions. And he challenged us and our mindset, and probably stumped up everyone in that room, because every one of us in this company, no matter what level you're at, there's things about it we don't like. There's things about it that we wish we didn't have to do, or were different, or maybe they would do things differently. And he said the questions that he asked is, number 1, why me? And, why do this is a group of people that think like this kind of thinking. Why do I have to have these struggles and these difficulties? Or, if you only knew what I was going through, you would know why I'm not sold full out to doing everything that the Recipe for Success tells me to do on a daily basis. If you only knew what my life had going on, you would know that I can't do what everybody else is doing. And all of that mindset and that mentality that he had to learn how to work through in his journey. And we all know that, participated in that book club. But then the second question is, he says, and who cares? Arms crossed, and I can't see everybody's faces on here because I don't have gallery view on it. I probably am glad I don't, because he said there's some people that are sitting there, arms crossed, all puffed up and going, who cares? Who cares what I'm going through? No one does. Or they would, understand why I was going through this, and just really closed off to anything that could, that I could benefit from, or that they could help me do, and don't want the help because of that mindset. And the third question is, what can I do about it anyway? And it was just, all of that is, challenging my thinking and every MVP's thinking in that business. But then our job as leaders, and what we learn, is to turn around and challenge your thinking and ask you to ask yourself, how are you thinking? And what are you letting the answers to those questions do to you? And then he says, turn it around and think of it with an attitude of gratitude, and ask yourself, why me? Why do I get, gosh, it makes my heart squeeze in my chest. Why do I get to have all of you in my life? Why do I get to be sitting here by a friend of mine that I love like a sister, and I wouldn't know if it wasn't for the gift of Arbonne and the miracle of relationships that this business gives us? Why do we get to sit here and look at this beautiful paradise that we get to be in? Why me, Lord? And think of it in an attitude of gratitude. Can you think about your life and go, why you? Why do you get to drink clean water? Why do you get to sleep in a warm bed and be cared for? Why do you get to know that your next meal is absolutely going to be provided for you? I mean, those are things, you guys, that when we have an attitude of gratitude, and I don't remember if it was his book or another book, that then we can have that sense of joy in our life, because without gratitude, you can't have joy. And you guys, if you are struggling in your business, I know that, we don't even recognize this, and that's where we give grace, but we want to challenge you so that when you are out there working so hard in your business, that you are going to get the results that you can get, because even though you're working, you have this negative, ungrateful attitude about everything in your life, and how life is harder on you. And with that attitude, there's no way that anyone is going to believe that they could follow you out of their mess and into the life of their dreams. And that's where we have to learn how to be in that state of gratitude all the time, no matter what's going on in your life. So that no matter what's going on in your life, people could look at you and go, gosh, look at what's going on in their life. But look at how excited they are about life and what they're doing anyway. And even though I have this going on in my life, I could follow them and do what they're doing because they have that going on, another thing going on in their life, just like I do, but they're doing something about it or doing something anyway. And if they are doing it, they can show me how to do it. You guys, so many times that's where people say, well, I am doing activity. I am doing all that I'm taught to do. I'm following the recipe for success. But have we checked our attitude? Like, the attitude, belief, and commitment training that I did years ago and still floats around in this company. That can be a difference maker. And it is a difference maker. I have a little sign in my kitchen at the lake house that says your attitude determines your altitude. And that's where we are. So why me with a statement of gratitude, not why me with a statement of victim mindset. The second thing is, who cares if it's hard? Who cares if it's going to take me, 10 years to get to nation? Or who cares if I have to lose a nation before I go and get it back, because I'm going to get it back? Who cares if I lose it along the way? Who cares if, I am looking like the crazy Arbonne girl or guy out there? I mean, I don't care. I'm going to give this gift away, and I'm going to give it away with passion and excitement, because we can make a difference when we do. And so ask yourself, who cares in that way, instead of who cares that I'm going through this? No one does. And then the third question is, what more can I do? And that is not what can I do, but what more can I do? What more can I do? That even though I'm sitting here in Maui already and I'm 4 wide and I wouldn't have to do a whole lot, what more can I do to help somebody else out there in this world and live out my purpose and be faithful and obedient to the calling I know I have been placed on my life? So I want to give you guys a call to action, and I want you to challenge yourself. And it's like I said on, I don't even remember what call, or if it's been with you guys or somebody else, where I said, we talk about personal growth and development all the time, because it's not a weekly, check and adjustment that we need in order to control our thoughts. It's a daily, hourly, minute by minute control process that helps us control our attitude, and that requires us to control our attitude, because it's how quickly and how many times in a day it can go south on us. We can end up in those first 3 questions asked with a sour attitude so many times during the day, instead of keeping ourselves in the positive ones. And so that is the where we have to be committed to doing the little things every single day, multiple times a day, to get our business headed in the direction that it can go, to be sold out to the initial goals that you had and gave yourself when you first heard about this gift, and remind yourself of how excited you were. So you guys, can you commit to going and doing whatever your business needs you to do next? I will tell you, the number one thing I would tell you that is go get a full calendar personally. Scratch every appointment that you have for your team, because I will tell you, when you talk to MVPs, the biggest holdback, and it can be an area to region or region to nation, that keeps them from going to the next level, is they develop and go into manageritis mode big time. And they start working with everybody else's business instead of making what Sherry Nichols said on the call last week. The number one thing I need to worry about is my personal calendar full? It's not, is my team's calendar full? That's not my number one thing. That's their number one thing. But is your number one thing? My number one thing is my personal calendar full, so that I can go out there and do more. And because I do more, I will end up getting more out of this. So getting out, if you have to, going into the websites and pulling the Doing Your Part weekly focus plan, or getting a daily list of things to do, because that daily list is what's going to keep you consistently moving in your business, and making sure that you have personal growth in it every single day. Because I will tell you, that's the other key factor. Personal activity and personal growth are what get people into the national vice president rewards of this business. And just know that you're in a fresh new year. You're getting a fresh start. And every day, his mercies are new every single day, you guys. So no matter if we're at the beginning of the year or it's March this year or July, today his mercies are new. And today you get to have a fresh start. That is such a blessing, you guys. We are so blessed. And we don't have to look back. We get to look forward. And the only way you're going to walk into the blessings and the gifts that you've had for your life are by moving forward and not looking back at the good or the bad, because it's the past, and it's gone. But learning from it and then taking steps to go forward with it from there. So that's the technical things that you need to do to be able to, go get that full calendar, are the dream team list of people. Go and get the list of names of people, no matter whether you've talked to them or not. I mean, I've made appointments with people that were in my business when I first started this week. So go back and ask. But when you ask with a different attitude and you ask with a decided heart that has renegotiated to do this, watch and see if you don't get a different response from some of the people that you've already gone to. But then make a list of new people at the same time. Who have you not talked to because you weren't comfortable talking to them, and you hadn't sold yourself out to doing this no matter what, so you didn't let yourself go there? Make a list of those names, and then go through the skill set that you've been given to go reach out to those people. I know we had a great training, where we talk about, we used to say, pick up the phone and call. And now we know, there's lots of different methods that work. But do your homework and do it with the training and the skill set that you have been taught, so that you are more likely to get the results that you need to pack out your calendar. And I wouldn't settle for 8, you guys. If I was being sold out to Nation like I did whenever I was going Nation, I would have 14 or more appointments on my calendar. And I would make sure that I had that 40 faces goal sheet on our worksheet, on our work websites. And then I would start making crossing off the faces and writing in names of people that I had shared my Arbonne story with, and make sure that every single month I hit 40 faces. There's so many things that you guys can use to give you the how-to step. I mean, this is a skill set training call. Those are your skill set tools that will walk you in there step by step towards the goals that you have, and be making a difference every time you do. So be okay with whatever the response is, but just don't stop.
Yeah.
Just don't stop.
Hey, really quick, you guys, one thing that we did learn from Emma Sangster is she said that if she has to reach out to somebody on social media, she does not type out a message. This was really good news. She messages them. There's a voice thing on Messenger and through texting. She goes, I need them to hear my voice.
And the sincerity.
And, right. And she said they can hear your sincerity. They can hear what you're reaching out to them for. But she said that was a big deal, because if you're just sending a text or you're sending a written out message on Facebook, they can't hear that in your voice. So that was a new tip for me. And the other thing too that I want to point out that we got from John O'Leary that was so good, he talked about, Carly alluded to this a little bit, is like what drives you nuts about Arbonne, like what do you, it could be the computer system, it could be anything. What do you dislike the most? It could be booking, presentations, whatever. But then he said, what is the thing you hate the most? And then he said, find 3 positives about it. And when you start to use that, and me and my husband actually used this exercise today. We drove up to the top of the Haleakala. I think I'm saying that right. It's a volcano here in Maui. It's absolutely breathtaking. It's like 30 degrees up there. But on our way back, we were going to go to this really good restaurant in Paia. And we couldn't find parking. Like, we were driving around like crazy. And it was just, you're in paradise. Who cares, how long it takes you to drive around. But my husband, that's like a pet peeve of his if he can't find parking. He's like, see, these are the things. This is something that would frustrate me. So I said, okay. I told him what Don O'Leary said. And he's like, I'm not sure I like this exercise. And he laughed. And he goes, okay, you're by my side. I have air conditioning and I have a bottle of water. I'm like, yay, you did it. And then we started laughing, and then it just became kind of a fun thing. But I love that, because like Carlita said, that instantly changes our attitude. So think about what it is that's freaking you out the most, about what it's going to take to have that no excuses that equals Maui, and find 3 good things. Find 3 things you're grateful for in it. And you guys, I think it's going to help to alter your perspective on that. And Angie, to answer your question on the side, the bonus that we talked about is for consultants only. So somebody mentioned district and above. That's for consultants only. You guys, just wanted to clarify that.
At district, you get the district.
Yeah, at district it goes up. Right.
Yeah. There's a different bonus at district, but the one we're talking about is a new, and really they've just sort of settled in on, okay, this is what we can offer consultants and incentivize them for doing what it is we all need to do if we want to build a business. So It's just a little extra carrot that you get as a reward for doing what it is we all have to do. So you guys, I hope that has given you guys enough action steps to know what skill set you need to go and use to go make this happen, and that this has been something that you are not sitting there with your arms crossed thinking, well, why me? Why am I not in Hawaii? And how, if they only knew what was going on in my life, that they would know that's why I'm not ever going to be able to get there and have that. And just know that I hope that you have that check, that gut check, that heart check, that mindset check, that you are ready to move into a growth mindset and commit to this and come and get what is sitting here waiting on you when you do. So thank you guys for joining us and listening to us, and know that we wish no arms crossed. I love it, you guys. We wish that you were all here with us, because that's the only thing that would make this better. And I can't tell you how many times we sit around and we go, gosh, this is awesome. We just wish you guys were here with us.
Oh, yeah.
absolutely. It would just be the best dream come true for all of us. So
we'll take you on the road to Hana.
No, we'll show you a good
We'll
time.
do all kinds of crazy stuff.
Yeah. So love you guys, and we will talk to you soon.